So thank you all so much for making the time to come to our June cross cohort call. This is one of just 3 opportunities where we all get to come together as a large group. As you can see, we don't have that large of a group today. Summer is always challenging, but we have about half of the cohort today, so we'll take it. Today let me go to next slide. Oh, I forgot to say, joined obviously by the rest of the program team. We have Emma Cutler and then Eliza Garcia. You're going to be seeing us throughout the day today. Emma and I are going to be popping in and out of the breakout rooms just to get to know you all better as well, and just make sure that the conversation is flowing really well. So, what to expect from today? I've said it several times. We're doing a welcome right now. Even though we're a small group, I think we're going to go ahead and skip and do introductions like as part of the breakouts, just so that we have a little bit more time to, I don't know, put faces to names in smaller groups. And we're going to do 3 rounds of breakout rooms today, spending a significant amount of time in each. So about 13 minutes in each round. And there will be about 4 or 5 of you in each group. So kind of smaller, intimate groups to just really talk and get to know each other, share some of the challenges that you might have experienced so far in the program, any successes you've had, anything else that you want to share about your journey so far. And we'll have a few prompts that we can share on the next slide. But in preparation for that, if you can do us a favor, if you haven't already, rename yourself by adding an E to the end of your name if you're a mentee and an R if you're a mentor. And that'll just help us make sure that we have a good mix of mentees and mentors in each of the breakout room rounds. And you can rename yourself by hovering over your photo. And in the top right-hand corner, there's a 3-dot ellipses in blue, and you can click on that. And one of the options is rename. I already mentioned just some of the ASAP meeting norms. I already mentioned just have your video on if possible, and if you're comfortable with that. When we're in the breakout rooms, ideally just one person speaking at a time, but you can feel free to come off mute. That way you can quickly chime in and, really have a conversation and discussion together. As you're renaming yourself, you can feel free to add your pronouns into the rename option. And when you're giving your introduction in your breakout room, we also encourage you to provide a land acknowledgement. And Emma can drop the link to how to find your native land acknowledgement, or sorry, the native lands that you're on, so that you can give that land acknowledgement. So for example, I would say again, my name's Kim Grubert. I use she, her pronouns. I'm joining in from Westminster, Colorado, which is the native lands of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Ute peoples. And then throughout and any ASAP engagement, you can feel free to say oops or ouch, either out loud or in the chat if something that was said that might have been offensive or might have hurt you. And then feel free to use the chat or just, chime into the conversation as much as you want today, because like I said, the purpose of today's cross cohort call is really networking with each other, getting to know each other as a cohort. Share your successes, share your challenges with each other, and just really start to feel more part of this collective community that we're all going through together. So, oh, and then at the very end, we're going to do a kind of a how's it going survey. We did one similar in the last cross cohort call, but this just gives us a chance to kind of take the temperature of everyone and make sure that things are going well, and give us a chance to address anything that might not be going so well. So any questions from anyone about the plan for today before we get started? Pretty simple, laid back day. So hopefully, but we heard from you all when we first started this program that there was a desire, and we've heard from past participants, a desire to have more opportunities to just get to know each other and talk with each other. So that is what we're providing with this call today. All right. I don't see any raised hands or off mute people. Oh, I haven't checked the chat. Let's see what's over here. Oh, it's just the links. Okay. So yeah, Emma dropped the link to the slides in the chat. So you can, if you want to open those up, or you can take a screenshot of this slide that I'm showing now. These are just a couple breakout question prompts that we thought might be helpful to get the conversation going, but allow the conversation to be organic. You don't feel like you have to go through each of these step by step. And again, there's going to be 3 rounds, and we're going to be mixing and matching the groups of people in each of those rounds. So hopefully you'll all get to talk to a good mix of each other and get to.
All right, and then Kim, if you'd like to share the reminders.
Yes. So as you all can hopefully see on the screen, I think I'm sharing screen. Um, we are here. So we just completed our second cross cohort call. For me, it went by really fast. That was a quick hour. But it was lovely to just hear from all of you and your stories, hear about successes that you all are having, challenges you're facing. Hopefully you all feel a little bit more connected as a cohort now. And we'll keep trying to offer at least some of these opportunities, at least one breakout room for the third cohort call as well, just for another chance for connection. But the next chance for connection that's also going to be completely unscripted is July. So we have the full cohort happy hour coming up. So there was a doodle poll sent a week or 2 ago for you to fill out your availability for that. So that's going to be at the end of July. It's completely optional for you to attend, but just another chance for, kind of similar today, just have some unstructured conversation and get to know each other and talk about whatever you'd like to talk about at that time. Also in July, where you're expected to have your third one-on-one or small group call with your mentor. And then August would be when you'd have your fourth. So the next 2 months are going to be really focused on those one-on-one and small group calls. And then we'll all come back together in September, which somehow marks the end of the cohort and the time together for our final cross cohort call, and then closing out the program together. So that is the schedule coming up. Again, we encourage you to engage in the Slack channel to connect with each other if that's helpful. And then several of you have already completed your mentorship spotlights. Thank you so much for working to get those in. And those of you that have them coming up, someone from ASAP will be in touch about exactly what's needed for that, and we'll continue rolling those out. And those are featured in the ASAP network newsletters that come to your emails. And then, as always, feel free to leverage the program resources. You have the links to all these things in the slides, and then reach out to Eliza, Emma, or myself at any point in time for any questions that might arise as you're continuing on the second half of your journey. Before we part, really quick, we do have that quick how's it going survey that I'm going to ask Eliza to pull up. I'm going to stop sharing screen so that you don't have so much stuff on your screen. And if you can just go ahead and fill this out before you head out, it just helps us get a pulse on how things are going and allows us the chance to address anything that might not be going so well. So once you complete this, you can feel free to head on out. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. It was lovely to see you all, and we will see you all next month, hopefully at the happy hour.
Thanks, everyone.